And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Sparkling Tuna Cup, the STC number 129, your weekly dose of Tuna Cup action. We're back in the quarterfinals, the round of 8, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Storm Surge. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner here of Storm Surge, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player himself, representing Quasar. It is Art. Here we go, we're jumping on in, and if you're in the chat, so you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our TvP. Let's go, let us jump on in. Bienvenidos. And yes, I do see in the chat, where's the free code? No, we do not have free codes, unfortunately, for our tournaments, but if you want to help support this event specifically, you can do so via Matcherino. Exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat will allow you to donate and to boost the prize pool for this specific event if you wish. Otherwise, we are jumping into our fresh best of 3. And welcome to Storm Surge. Now, something that I should reiterate here is that if you've been seeing this map over in the Pixar Cup, that is not the same map. So a bit of a PSA in regards to your voting, just because I feel like it might be, I feel like the portrayal of Storm Push in the Pixar Cup might be a little bit disingenuous and it might be a little bit misleading. So we do have to be careful about that. But during Pixar Cup, this map has been modded and has been adjusted to have that push factor, where you have like that tide that like either pulls or pushes your units, depending on the direction that you're moving in. That is a really cool factor, and I wish that was a part of this map. That is not a part of this map. That's a part of a modded version that they're using during Pixar Cup. That's not a part of the TLMC, and that won't be a part of the latter version of the map either. So just bear that in mind if you're voting, and if you're like, oh, that's a really cool thing about the map that we saw during Pixar Cup. It is really cool, and I would want it to be a part of this map, but it's not. So just be careful. Just be careful. Make sure you're informed when it comes to potentially voting on this map, that this map does not feature that push and pull factor. Otherwise, we're going for the proxy Stargate. So proxy Stargate here out of Art, opening up with the initial proxy Oracle to harass across the map and to deal economic damage. Meanwhile, ByuN does go for an economic opener himself, does open up ranks and expand into his own 1-1-1 follow-up. We'll see where ByuN does take us from here. Just going to Marines, I believe 0 scouting. ByuN, 0 SCV scout, 0 Reaper scout either, 0 vision out of ByuN, which is very common amongst the Korean Terran players, or just Terran players in general. Just avoid any early scouting and be as greedy as possible. As a result, ByuN doesn't know that there's anything hidden on the map. And now catching out the initial adept. Hellion moves out for some scouting information. Does zoom across the map. At regular speed. True. It's crazy. Meanwhile, the Oracle's halfway done. Halfway done. Now, thankfully, we do have some Marines to defend, and there is a wind mine on the way. The Bio Army here is in between the bases. We'll see how quickly ByuN does react to said Oracle. Ooh, as the Hellion gets in. Yeah, the Hellion does go directly into the main base. Damage is being done. Probes are going down. Late reaction here with the Stalker. React! Stalker, por favor. Oh no! 3 damage. 6 probes? Oh my god. Art! we have 9 probes going down. The Stalker was asleep. I mean, the Oracle does dive in. SCVs are going down, but there's anti-air, there's Marines, there's a Widowmine as well. We can zone, we can defend. So far, ByuN is keeping up. And again, 1 Hellion killed 9 probes across the map. Crazy damage early on. That should not have happened. Again, there was a Stalker to defend, but there was no reaction. No reaction, papi. Asleep at the wheel. Again, Art, he was just hyper-fixated with his own Oracle harass, and the harass was nice. That's 5 SCV kills. That's not bad damage. The Oracle is still alive. If only he hadn't sustained so many losses back at home. In the end, the damage being dealt here doesn't matter. There's a Cyclone to defend. The Oracle's going to be shut down. It gets 2 SCVs. 3 SCV kills. Drop into the main base, and what is at home to defend? We have 3 Stalkers. Yeah, 3 Stalkers to defend. Oh my god, the mine shot! 9 more probes, 18 kills in total. 19 probes going down. That is critical damage. That is game-ending damage, and Art, he's all in. At this point, Art is all in. Art, he cannot sustain these kind of losses. Yep, GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. 19 kills across, this early on in the game is unacceptable. That is game-ending damage. That is critical damage being dealt. And again, Art had the tools to defend, but was hyper-fixated, was tunnel visioning too much on the proxy oracle, was distracted himself, I would say, and the Hellion got out of hand. The drop got out of hand as well. GG. GG, well played. ByuN takes the lead in the series, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. Going to be loading into Defender's Lab. Let's go. Let us go. Crazy damage. Crazy. Might be crazy. Ooh, again, the MVP Hellion. And again, Art, he had Stalkers, he had units to help defend back at home, but again, did seem like the attention was fully on the Oracle, was fully on the proxy, and alas, did suffer as a result of that. But here we go, we're loading into game number 2, going to be loading into Defender's Lab, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Defender's Lab, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify, leading the series 1-0. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player himself, representing Quasar. It is Art. Here we go. And again, a cheeky build out of Art last game, going for the proxy Stargate. And remember, the Oracle was doing damage. He killed 5 probes. Sorry, 5 SCVs with the initial Oracle. That was good. That was not bad. If only he didn't lose 9 probes at home. Right? That's that did put a bit of a sour taste in our mouth when it came to the early game there for Art, and everything just went from bad to worse. 19 probe kills in total. It was just too many losses to sustain that early on, and the game did end then and there. We'll see how our players do adjust coming to game number 2, as ByuN does open up double gas. Okay, double gas opener. This means a faster factory, a delayed command center, a much more tech-heavy start out of ByuN, and we'll see how Art likewise does respond. The tuna, baby. The tuna. But now we are going to be opening up. Welcome to Defender's Lab. Defender's Lab does have a relatively secure initial 3-base setup. The 4th base is can be more aggressive, can be a little bit more defensive. We'll see if we can embrace the mid game though. That's the big thing. Like, these games so far have been very fast, they've been very quick, they've been very aggressive, and I expect the aggression to continue. Oh, I see SCV does take a lot of hits. Oh, the jukes. SCV does pivot back around. And we'll finish up that depot. Meanwhile, we can see that Art, he does bypass the Reaper. Okay. Reaper does move out across the map. We have a second Reaper on the way. From here, ByuN could commit up to 3 Reapers and double Hellion. We'll see how aggressive ByuN plans on being here. Again, with the earlier tech, sorry, with the earlier gases, it means earlier tech, it means earlier factory, earlier Hellions. First Reaper does move in. Probe tasing away at the SCV. Stalker does deflect. The probe is going to be hunted down. Oh, hello, and ByuN, he does stop at 2. Okay, so double Reaper into what? Into Tech Labs. Okay, so Tech Lab on the factory, reactor on the racks as well. No Hellion production, going straight for the early safety Cyclone play. So ByuN is easing up on the aggression. Going for the Cyclones, despite that the Reapers still find some damage. The battery is a little bit too late. Yeah, late battery here. 1, 2 probe kills, then we get up to 3. 3 probes go down, and the Reapers, they back off. So nice damage dealt here by ByuN. Stalker was out of position. Oh. Stalker was out of position. Art does hold. Art holds, Art defends. Behind this, ByuN going for his own 1-1-1. Only made the singular Cyclone, and I was curious. I was like, are we out on swapping or not? What's going on? Is going for the swap. From here, we can go into early Cloak Banshee, or we can go for a Raven play. Show us what you got. And it's going to be for the Raven. Okay, not too committed here. Going for the Ravens, still looking to harass across the map. Back at home, it's going to be a Twilight Council open out of Art, Twilight Council into Blink Stalkers. And how many gateways is the real question here. So far, it's going to be 2 gate Blink into a third. We'll see if he throws down a 3rd gateway or a 4th gateway as well. We'll see how aggressive Art plans on being, or did he commit into the safety robo. But the Reapers again, they're coming from behind once again. Comes in from behind, slips in, gets 1 more probe, and pulls away, gets a 2nd probe. Oh my god. Ooh. Yeah, rough rally though. It looks like the Reapers finally get shut down. Both Reapers full, but they are worth it here. Probes, how many in total? 6 probe kills for 2 Reapers. Well worth it for ByuN. Remember, Reapers, they don't really scale too well into a longer game. So getting 6 workers is a great trade here for ByuN. It's an amazing trade. Behind this, building up his reinforcements. Tank counts underway. Stim as well. And Art did set on a low gateway count. We were curious. 2 gate. So 2 gate Blink into a robo into a 3rd base. So relatively greedy build here by Art. But because he lost 6 probes, that does nullify the greed here of the timing of the 3rd base. This will help Art recover economically, but only recover. Whereas this should have been an economic lead for Art. So Raven does try to poke in. We're going for the gateway explosion behind this, in towards charge. So Blink into charge into Colossus. Just a standard mid-game here from Art. When it comes to the eventual composition. Well, the reality is that ByuN has momentum. Because of the early damage, ByuN, he has momentum. He's starting to push out. Observer does spot the move out. Art is aware. And there might be one... no, not even. I was going to say there might be one Colossus in time, but it only just now began. Here comes ByuN. Oh, does spot the Observer. Observer gets caught. Rogue's being knocked down. Are just going for the direct path across the map. Roxy will delay. They're giving Art a little bit of time here. The first Colossus will pop out in time for the fight. It's only going to be the one. But here comes ByuN. Oof. They're catching out a Stalker already. Trades with the Cyclone. I'll say a better trade there for Art. The anti-armor missile. Yeah, the armor shed goes off. Oh my god, massive connection. Tank Boy is going off with the Stalkers. Does target fire. And he breaks through. Yeah, he just breaks on through. The Zealots, they melt thanks to the armor shred. Colossus gets chased down, and with that, Artie just... yeah, everything just snowballs out of control. ByuN snowballs out of control, and ByuN, he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on into the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. Just a rough position there for Art to lose 6 workers early on, to be delayed, to follow up with what's supposed to be an economic opener, catching up economically. That didn't mean that Art's army was smaller, his tech was later, and alas, even though he had that one Colossus, he could not stop the army from sieging up outside of the 3rd. On top of that, the cherry on top was the armor shred, right? Shred of the armor on all those Zealots, so they just melted as they collapsed in. Ideally, you're able to get on top of that first tank at least, but Art, couldn't even get on top of that first tank. GG. GG, well played, ByuN. He will snowball out of control. He will claim the series, and ByuN will be our first semi-finalist. And let's catch up on the bracket. Let's go. Let us go. We have had some updates in regards to the other matches from